All right, what's up, everybody? Ryan Stock here, back for another episode of Wow Look at Me Now. Today's gonna be a solo podcast, just myself, just kind of giving a rundown about some of the stuff that's been kind of going on lately. So first of all, I just want to thank all of our sponsors and everybody for watching. Of course, we have Precision Detailing, we have the Melting Clock, we have Gone Clothing, and as well as Autonomy Tattoo, all located here in Rochester, Minnesota. And then, of course, WoW Productions, which is myself and some of the stuff that I do with some of the editing and some of the other projects I have. And that kind of leads me to the next topic of just some of the absence and stuff. We haven't had as much podcast out as we would like for this channel. So, unfortunately, it's just kind of been getting guests and stuff have been a little hard lately. So, getting places with work and all that stuff has been kind of hard. But we do have some good guests and stuff that we're going to talk about later that we're going to try to get on. And another thing that's kind of been going on is, I've been doing a lot of private lessons. I've been teaching a lot. I'm really close to my pro belt, so I'm trying to just get in as many hours as possible, just teaching and doing different things, becoming a better instructor and coach, just overall. So definitely that takes a lot of my time, and my goals, in life are definitely, jiu-jitsu and family and stuff first. So that's kind of been where I've been at a lot lately in life, is either the gym or hanging out with the family and kind of, just doing the whole family and life thing besides the podcast, because this sometimes has to take, a step back from everything that I do. So I'm really glad to be able to be back here and doing more podcasts, finally being able to sit down and kind of get some time to go over some of the stuff. But so it hasn't all been work and crazy stuff for me lately. It's been a lot of fun as well. I have another podcast I do with some of my friends. There's I think 6, 7, 8 of us at a time sometimes that go out. But it's called the Prodigy and Company Podcasting and Gaming. And so basically, I think it's gonna get back to just the Prodigy and Company podcast. The name's a little long, but it's just basically, we're a group of people who like to go out and have fun. Either we play disc golf, we go fishing. Lately, it's been, mostly ghost hunting, kind of just checking out places that are supposedly haunted and just having a lot of fun going around in the dark, hanging out, and, trying to talk to spirits or any of that kind of stuff. So it's been a lot of that. And so, again, that's the Prodigy and Company podcast. And so, we're urban exploring. We play games on the podcast. So it's not always just straight podcasts. It's, some episodes of us as a group just going out doing different things, hanging out and just kind of, having adventures or having fun and videotaping it and bringing people along with us. And we do a wide variety of different things. So it's not always just going to be, ghost hunting or urban exploring. Again, there's going to be fishing, there's going to be sports, there's going to be times where we watch Twitch stream where we talk, just about different, Fortnite players, or Death by Daylight is another one that everybody's been kind of playing a lot lately. So stuff that we kind of get into. And so that's just kind of a variety package of, what a lot of people do. And not everybody comes to TV shows or podcasts, liking the same exact thing and wanting the same thing over and over and over. So we try, on that podcast to make it a little different. And again, I sponsor that podcast with the WoW Productions. I do all the editing and all that stuff, and I, have all the equipment and stuff for that. So that's something awesome. But we are actually getting some sponsors for that podcast as well. So that's, we're looking really cool, and that's been a lot of fun. Again, going out and kind of, exploring places here in Rochester has been a lot of fun, and we actually have some more stuff coming up. That we're planning on doing here in Rochester, as well as some surrounding areas. And I know one of the places we want to get to eventually, after we do get some sponsors and stuff like that, is there's a place about 3 hours away. So that's going to be a big a trip for all of us to go on to and kind of get that done. So there's a lot of stuff kind of going on in my life, and so I'm not just doing the one project or doing the one teaching. I'm doing a variety of things. And again, the Wow Look at Me Now podcast is my number one podcast that I do, and it's my favorite. But we've been kind of trying to get the ball rolling on this other channel, and it's been a lot of fun. So, as much as, I'm kind of sad that I haven't been doing this as much, I'm kind of excited to kind of work on a different project and do different things when I have downtime and I can't really get as many guests on here. But there's going to be a lot more solo podcasts for this podcast for sure, with me talking about different topics, different things. Let's see. So, yeah, exactly what I said, just more... I just got a little list of stuff I wrote down here, but things I want to talk about is just, more topics that I can talk about. Anything that people want to hear me talk about or want my opinion on or anything like that. I'm definitely willing to talk about different things if I know anything on the subject. If not, research, do some stuff about some of the topics. But anything anybody wants me to talk about, CBD, clothing, branding, podcasting, anything that I'm kind of getting into, mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu, anything. I'm definitely willing to talk about it. And I have some good stories and stuff that I kind of want to bring up on the podcast. That some will be a little R-rated, some will be a little crazy, some will be a little funny. And just a lot of stuff that I'm going to talk about too on these solo podcasts. So I have a lot of ideas and stuff that I've been working on, just coming up and making this more of a regular thing for myself. But again, it's been really hard with all of the teaching, private lessons, camping, family stuff. Just it's been a while. But we do always, have t-shirts. We have these hats. There's two different styles. The one I have on now is the same exact hat, but just the backs are a little different. This one's more breathable, and then the one I have on is just kind of more of a casual, nice hat to go out in. We do also always have, let me get 1 second here, the Wow Look at Me Now podcast t-shirts. So we always do have, those out as well. And now we actually just found the batch of them. They were sitting in a closet for a while, and I didn't realize I had as many as I did, so we're actually going to try to put some of these out for some of the people that might want them. They're actually old school Team Crazy shirts, so yeah, they're from the last time that I when I had my own gym, and when I was fighting and making a living doing that. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of memories seeing those shirts again. So it's cool to find those. Let's see what else. Yesterday we went on. At least I went on, and everybody from the Imperial family and a lot of other people were there as well. But for our team, which is called Team Kaya, because there's a girl at our gym who has epilepsy. So yesterday we went on the epilepsy walk here in Rochester, Minnesota. It was at the Eagles Club here in Rochester. And so that was a lot of fun. It was cool to see, how many families and all of them are out there and supporting, epilepsy and a great cause. And so it was a walk. We went out and hung out, and then they had, some dancing and some blow up stuff for the kids to play around on. They were giving out ices and snow cones, all kinds of different stuff. So it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad to be, a part of that and support a good cause. And again, that was for the Epilepsy Foundation here in either Minnesota or Rochester, one of the two. It might have been the local Rochester one as well. But it was a lot of fun, and it was awesome to see the support that she had behind her. She had a huge group of people. I want to say there was, at least 25, 30 people in our picture that we took all together. So that was a lot of fun to do. And, I just want to thank, again, Justin Cobal, that's his daughter. And he's one of the sponsors, but just for allowing me to be a part of that was awesome. And to be able to go there and give support and just walk with them was, it wasn't like to ask much for us. Just show up and support, wear a bandana, and walk with them as a group. And it was a lot of fun, and I had got to spend time with people at the gym, outside of the gym, that I don't usually get to do. So that was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that we got to do that. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about here? Future guests, of course, always, we're going to try to get some future guests on here. We have a Spencer, who is like the best, up and coming jiu-jitsu guy out of Minnesota right now. For sure, I think he's the best. He's traveling all over right now, winning tournaments, getting in, the top fours of, some of the really highest, or best, tournaments around in the United States. And so we're going to try to get him on. He's a great leg lock specialist. And, I've rolled with him actually at a tournament one time when he knee barred me. It was a lot of fun, and I hope we get it, I can train with him and meet him and go up there. But again, kind of, funds and working and trying to just, keep everything afloat has been kind of difficult to get up and travel places to get some of these guests. So we're always looking for, a little bit more help. And with some of the sponsors and stuff with the Autonomy Tattoo and all that stuff, we definitely have some more options to do some more stuff now. So everything's kind of coming through, and we're kind of settling down here now that summer's kind of slowing down, and we're getting to the end of it. It's going to be a little easier to get out a lot more podcasts. So I'm going to try to do at least once every 2 weeks for sure, and I'm posting usually daily on the Instagram or Facebook. So if you check those out, make sure that you always see those. It's a lot of fun, and I've been able to meet a lot of good people doing these podcasts, and even the Prodigy and Company one, we've been able to meet some people and see some stuff and do things that we didn't really think were were possible to do. Sorry, I'm just making sure my battery's not dying on me here. And so it's been really cool. We've had a lot of people reach out to us about the other podcast, and showing us some places that they might, we might want to go explore and check out. And so I'll probably put some of those videos on here as well for the Wow Look at Me Now podcast. But again, it is a Prodigy & Company. That's a different channel on YouTube. So go ahead and check them out too. Prodigy & Company podcasting on, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We do have a Snapchat as well for that one. I don't have one on here just again because it's hard for me to just keep up with as much as I have now. But luckily with that one, we have, 4 or 5 people that are doing different stuff. So it's a little easier to keep up on that one. And that one's going to probably roll a little faster than this one. But again, this is my baby, and this is the one that I love. And I want to bring up and slowly, make into something really, really big. Hopefully that way works out. And if not, just, maybe I get to meet some really, really cool people along the way and have a really fun journey and get out the word about, things like epilepsy, cystic fibrosis, which is huge in my life and my family, depression, suicide, addiction awareness, which again is something that's huge to myself and my family with addiction. And the suicide of my best friend, happened to kill himself when he was, 16 years old, which we were young kids. And it's one of those things that I hope that with this platform I can kind of again get the name out with, and if it helps, I always say this and I'll say it on multiple platforms, as long as it just reaches one person and they realize that they're not alone, and that that there's people out there to help them, then I feel like I did my job and I've given back. So that's all I want to help is that, just one person. I just want to help at least one person, and hopefully that person can realize that life's not as bad and help another person. And just kind of, if you've seen the old movie Pay It Forward, you help 3 people and those 3 people help 3 people, and it kind of just branches off into a pyramid scheme of helping people. But it's just something that I really am passionate about and I like to talk about a lot. And I've had a lot of, family members and stuff like that have gone through depression and again, cystic fibrosis. I have, 2 nieces and then 2 nephews and, 2 nieces and a nephew, both, the 3 of them out of the 3 of the 4 have cystic fibrosis. So it's one of those things that's very, very near and dear to my heart, and something I always try to, spread the word about. It's something that also I want to try to do some kind of a charity or some kind of event for. And I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to touch base with some people, maybe some investors and some people into helping, start some kind of a non-profit organization or something for cystic fibrosis, because it's really cool to see the Epilepsy Foundation and how they all got together and did this big group. And so it'd be nice to maybe see if we can start one for cystic fibrosis as well and get that name out there a little bit more. And and I read today, and I put it on my Facebook, that we're going to try to change CF, because that's what everybody calls cystic fibrosis, is CF, change it from cystic fibrosis to Cure Found. And that'd be amazing to be able to say that we helped out even, just a minuscule amount, just the tiniest bit, just even to say we did and gave back and we gave enough to spread the word would be amazing. And, I know it would be, amazing to my family as well. So that's definitely something I want to get into in the future and do. So again, we'll kind of get back into just some of the stuff. We'll just kind of run through some of the other stuff that I was talking about. Again, Prodigy & Company podcast is something that I have been doing a lot. And, I don't know if it's really a good idea or a bad idea to kind of keep talking about it as much as I am on this podcast. But at the same time, it's one of those things that I am having a great time doing. And, sorry, text from one of my students, his parents. So they're making a funny little nickname for her. She had a great little meme, and I'm sure it's going to get shared on some of her pages, so it's really funny. God darn it, what was I talking about? Lost my train. Oh, Prodigy & Company. Again, I don't know if it's good to talk about all this stuff on my podcast as much as I am, but it's fun, and I'm enjoying it, and people seem to be enjoying it as well. So, if anybody wants to watch anything, and I always wear my Wow Look at Me Now shirts and stuff, and I'm always trying to promote this podcast and get this name out as well. So if anybody thinks it's a bad idea that I, have multiple ideas or podcasts out there, it's okay, because what I'm doing is I'm having fun with my friends and I'm enjoying this, and I'm actually getting better at doing podcasting here. Like right now, I feel so much more comfortable than I did, the first couple of times I did podcasts, and it's me talking to a camera, but at the same time, it's really just me talking to you guys and kind of, enjoying my life and letting people know who I am as a person and what kind of a person I really am. And honestly, I'm just a giant kid at heart, and I enjoy having a good time, and I take life super seriously, but at the same time, I take it very, very not serious, and I like to have fun, and there's certain situations where you can have a lot more fun than others, and other situations where you have to be a little more serious. Like when I'm at the gym, it's 100% serious. I do mess around and have fun with the kids, but when I'm training, it's training, and it's 100%. And like yesterday at the walk, I'm out having fun. Picking on some of the kids. Just giving them a hard time, making sure that when we get back to the gym, that they know that we're all about having fun, but at the gym it's about business. We're there to get better and learn, and then we can have our fun outside the gym when we hang out and we see each other. And it's been a lot of fun doing private lessons and stuff like that, because I have been doing some boxing lessons with Tate, another kid from the gym, doing some jiu-jitsu, like very, very beginner jiu-jitsu lessons with a little 4-year-old kid named Cam. And it's just been an amazing experience to be able to kind of work with all these kids and have some one-on-one time to train and teach kids and learn that you really need to like break down everything a million times for kids than adults. Some adults pick up things a lot faster, and then obviously some kids pick up things faster, but you really have to kind of get into that. And that's been a lot of fun for me to kind of figure out that puzzle, and which kids learn better different ways, what works better for other kids. And we also have Travis and Jay. Jay actually had his fight to win. He didn't win his match, but it was an amazing experience, I'm sure, for him, and it was great exposure for him. But then we have Jay again and Travis who are going to be fighting at Three Rivers Throwdown 11, I think it is. Maybe it's 12 now. In Onalaska, that is September 14th. And so we've been, I've been doing a lot of work with Travis. Jay's been working a lot, but he's been getting in the gym, and he's been doing a lot of stuff at Cellar up in, I want to say it's Egan or Edina, somewhere around there in the cities. So he's been putting in a lot of work too, kind of moving around, traveling around. So it's been cool. I've been doing a lot of training, a lot of teaching, a lot of working out. I actually bummed my toe out pretty bad 2 days ago, but it's healing. It's purple, but it's all right. I did the walk yesterday with it, so it's fine. It's not broken. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be back on the mats on Monday. That's freaking 3 days. I got 3 days to heal. I'll be okay. I'll be out there. Maybe I'll do open mat on Sunday or Saturday, but we'll see. But you know what? I'm out there. I'm having fun, enjoying life, and I'm glad to be surrounded by the people I am surrounded by. And I'm very, very lucky to be able to do this podcast and ramble here to you guys about just random things that I want to talk about. And a lot of people will watch. I've been having some pretty good reviews and some good things. But again, we're going to put out a lot more content for this podcast, because this podcast deserves a lot more as well. And so do the fans, so does myself, and this is something that really means a lot to me. So I'm definitely gonna get a lot more out of this. But again, it's just been so crazy with everything, trying to get life, going and keeping afloat and keeping going and making sure that I'm doing the right things and the best decisions for myself as a person. And, just out here enjoying life. I don't know what else we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about something. Oh, the Robbie Lawler fight. Let's talk about that. I was just watching that because that is hilarious. Colby Covington versus Robbie Lawler. That's going to happen tomorrow night. This is Friday. I'm trying to get this out early. We're going to cut it in about 6-7 minutes here. But Colby Covington versus Robbie Lawler it's a really good fight. Colby is talking mad trash. He is and he's representing his team like Robbie Lawler disrespected his team and left his team and kind of left on a bad mark, which I don't know if that's true or not, but that's kind of cool to know there's an actual real rivalry here. It's not just Colby being kind of a D-head, a douche, I guess, if you will. I guess I can swear on this podcast, it's not for kids, so just kind of being a dick for no reason, which he has done in the past. But it kind of makes sense that Robbie did train at his gym, American Top Team out in Florida. Now he's not there anymore. Kobe's out there representing his team, and now Robbie is, and Kobe's definitely given him his just dues and his props. He's saying that Robbie's the last real welterweight champion, which I don't know if that's true. I didn't care for Woodley, but definitely he beat Robbie, and he defended the belt up until Usman, and I think with the show Usman put on Woodley, it kind of shows that Usman is the real deal, and that's going to be a really, really hard fight and tough matchup for anybody in that welterweight division, because that guy is a beast, and he's coming to push the pace. He's not going to stop. He's coming to work, and the bad thing about it is he put on that big of a clinic against Woodley, and he was hurt. He had to go have surgery right after that. So it's going to be amazing to see what he does now, mentally knowing that he's 100%, his body's back, and he can push and push and push. And so I am waiting for Usman to fight. I am dying for that one. So it might be Lawler, but it could be Kobe as well. And then if it is Kobe again, I'm pretty sure Florida still has that like Black Zillion. I'm not sure if they're called the Black Zillions anymore. They were for a long time. But that rivalry down there between those two Florida gyms, and I know that they're both down in Florida. Kobe's at ATT. Usman is at, again, Black Zillions, I think is what it was. It might be something different now. Black House, maybe something. I'm not exactly sure what his camp is called right now, but I'm pretty sure they're both down there in Florida, and I think it's South Florida as well. So, not a big state, but a good rivalry there. The UFC did have the rivalry there, so they could build that back up. It's gym versus gym again. The ruler of fucking Florida, that'd be awesome. But don't count Robbie Lawler out, because if Robbie Lawler puts hands on Kobe, man, it's going to be a rough night. And he's got some of the best takedown defense in MMA of all time. Of all time, for sure. Name somebody. I guarantee he's got, if not as good, better. Because he's up there with the top fucking guys. George St. Pierre, he's up there with. I mean, I'll give it to him in the takedown defense. Robbie Lawler is one of the best guys. And again, we're going to see now. I'm putting my foot in my mouth, and he's just going to get taken down over and over and over. And I hope not. But this is actually a fight I'm really excited to see. I don't really know a lot about any of the other card, and honestly, I don't really care. I haven't really watched a lot of MMA or got into that very much the last few years. And with not being able to fight, it's really hard to overcome that obstacle of something I did for 12 years, and then all of a sudden it's just like, yeah, I probably can't do this anymore because my body's not holding up, and with the concussions and all that stuff, and later in life it's probably not going to be the best. So it's one of those things that I'm slowly getting myself back into, and kind of working my way into watching. I've watched some fights here and there, and me and Jay were watching some fights back in the a while ago for this podcast, trying to kind of do our little rundown thing, and then I've been going to fights lately. I actually cornered Jay for his last fight. I'm kind of helping these guys with their camps for this fight, and I'll hopefully be in their corners as well. So slowly kind of working my way back into that MMA game, and hopefully I can become a great coach. And that's the goal, is to become a better coach than I was a fighter. And I don't think I was a horrible fighter, but again, mentally, I could have been a lot tougher. I could have, stuck through a lot of the situations I gave up in some fights, and gave up some bad positions that I didn't have to, just because mentally I wasn't there. And I think I could help a lot of fighters get over some of those blocks that I had mentally, and just kind of push them into the right direction, and hopefully show them the ropes to the beginning, and then send them to a bigger, better gym, a better camp, help them out with different trainers. I have hopefully a lot of contacts and people that I can kind of send people to and kind of help them out with too. So if you're looking to do any kind of training, MMA, jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, any of that kind of stuff, beginner stuff, into the intermediate, even for pro MMA, I probably won't be able to get you to the UFC, or once I get you too close to the UFC or something, if I do, if I am able to get somebody up there, I would definitely send you to a bigger, better gym, and along the way we'll get you there. So I mean, that's my goal, is to be a good coach and be the best coaches that I can be, and learn from my mistakes and help other people not make those same mistakes. So yeah, I'm excited. So again, thanks to all of our sponsors: Precision Detailing, The Melting Clock, Gone Clothing, Autonomy Tattoo, and Piercing here in Rochester. Again, these are all located in Rochester, Minnesota. Justin Coball, you can find on Facebook at Precision Detailing LLC. The Melting Clock, you can find at themeltingclock.net, as well as The Melting Clock on Facebook and Instagram. Gone Clothing, you can find them at goneclothing.org. Oh, I messed that one up. Oh, we'll see it. .com. I'mAllGone.com. Sorry, that's my fault. It's been a got to catch up on these. Also on Facebook and Instagram, he's at Gone Clothing, or Gone Inc. Then you can check us out at Wow Look at Me Now podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and you can check out Autonomy Tattoo on Facebook and Instagram as well, at Autonomy Tattooing and Piercing, or Autonomy Tattoo. Either way you look it up, it comes up. That is AUTOMONAY, Autonomy. I hope I spelled that right. We're gonna try again. Brian, I'm sorry. I got punched in the head a lot. Please don't be mad. All right, we'll get it up and we'll show it here on camera just for everybody to see it, because I haven't got their logo yet. AUTOMONAY Tonomy, Autonomy Tattoo. And so this is kind of what their Facebook looks like if you go on there. Let's see, Autonomy Tattoo and Piercing. Make sure you guys give them a like. We'll just go through all of them here. We'll go Precision Detailing LLC. This is what that'll look like as well. If you go on Facebook, check it out. Precision Detailing LLC. Then we have the Melting Clock, which is, again, my CBD sponsor. They help me out with a million different things. Sleeping, anything, you know. Oh, that one's kind of a rough one. Oh, that light is killing that one. Alright, well, the Melting Clock anyway. Sorry, guys, it was a little too bright on my screen. And then Gone Clothing. We'll check them out as well at Gone Clothing. So you can check that out. Hopefully that works a little better for you. Boom. All on Facebook, all on Instagram. As well as, you know, check out their websites. And anything else you want to know, just get a hold of me or any of them. And, you know, if you check out any of them, Autonomy Tattoo, Gone Clothing, The Melting Clock, you know, Precision Detailing, anybody you check out, make sure you just tell them that, wow, look at me now, sent you. And, you know, they'll definitely get back to us and tell us that we're doing a good job. So that's a big thing, is we want to make sure that if anybody does hear about any of these, you know, promotions or businesses or anything from us, that they talk about us and they kind of give us a little bit of a shout out, so they know that we are doing our job by, you know, advertising all of them. So again, thank you everybody for everything that you guys have done for us, the likes, the shares, the comments, the subscribes, talking about it, asking me about it, buying t-shirts, buying hats, anything. Everything has been going great. But again, we had a little lull this last month, just kind of with everything. So we're back on top. We're going to be you know, back on track. We're going to get on top is what I was trying to say here. Getting too excited about this, but you know, we're looking to keep rolling and keep getting great guests and get good ideas. And again, if you haven't checked out any of the past podcasts, the last one was with Alex Thompson from The Melting Clock, just talking about his business. I actually did the 2 of those episodes because the first one's audio I just did not like. I think we had the fan on and it was just reading. So I redid the audio. We did it perfect. It sounds a lot better the second time. And again, before that one, we had Maurice Green from the UFC, also from Start BJJ in St. Cloud. We also had Tony Martin, who was, again, in the UFC here in Minneapolis, as well as Maurice. Or Anthony Rocco Martin is what he's going by now, but everybody kind of calls him Tony Martin. And if you haven't seen the podcast, check that out, why they actually call him Anthony Rocco Martin again, not Tony Martin. It's a pretty cool story. So get on there and check out some of the past podcasts. Again, we have a million different podcasts. I think this is, you know, 29, 30. This is one of our upper podcasts. Finally, we're getting some numbers. I'm going to check it out right now. What do I got? How many podcasts do we have here, guys? Do you guys know? You probably yell at the screen, shut up, we don't care. Let me see, this is number 29. This is number 29 right here, so perfect. You know, it's going to be, you know, just about a half hour long, and I hope everything turns out perfectly and the audio works well for you guys. I'm just doing a little bit of a different kind of setup here. I'm not using the recorder today, I'm just using just the laptop, and I have all the internet, everything turned off, so hopefully it worked well. Last time I did it like this way, it kind of we're cut in and out, so I hope it's not doing that today. And you know, we'll check back with you guys again. Check out Precision Detailing, The Melting Clock, Gone Clothing, Autonomy Tattoo, or the Wow Look at Me Now podcast. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Tell us people you'd like to see in the podcast. Tell me we could do some Skype interviews. Maybe we could reach out to some people. The next solo podcast I do is probably going to be here in a few weeks. Is going to be about who I think is the best rapper that's underrated right now. And I've been listening to him a lot. If you've seen some of my other stuff, you probably know who it is. It's going to be, but that's going to be a big surprise to, you know, some people. But again, it's just something I want to talk about. You know, it's just be a topic about, you know, maybe just about his life, about him, about where he's at right now, his ups and his downs, you know, and you know, eventually I'd love to get him on the podcast or just meet him, talk to him, you know, get a little bit of a, you know, just anything from the guy, man. Shake his hand, anything, dude. He's somebody I listen to daily. I've listened to him already twice this morning, so it's somebody that I'm really excited to listen to. And if you don't know, now you know. Jelly Roll 615 on Facebook. It's Jelly Roll on Facebook. Jelly Roll 615 on Instagram. He has a little blue check mark, so make sure you follow the actual Jelly Roll. And again, I'm going to be doing basically like a book report or a little bit of a, you know, a speech on Jelly Roll, his life, and hopefully that'll get some views and somebody from him will see it, and we'll be able to get him on the podcast at some point, because that'd be amazing. And he's somebody, again, that I listen to all the time. So thank you guys. Like, share, subscribe. Check out Jelly Roll. Check out any of my sponsors, all of my sponsors. Tell them we sent you. And you guys have a great day. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Also, if you want to buy shirts, t-shirts, hats, anything, please contact Ryan Stock, which is me, or any of the pages we have, Facebook, Instagram, and let them know. Shirts for the Wild Look at Me Now shirts are $25. The hats are $25. And the Team Crazy shirts are $15. So please get a hold of me. And thank you guys again. Have a great day. And we'll see you guys next time.